I'm like, just why don't you just don't pay rent this month? And she was just so ecstatic. But like, to me, I've had a good year, so that didn't make much of a difference in my life at all. But that month to her, she was just in shock. She can buy her kids presents now. She was just like, about to cry, just like, oh my God, I can like, are you serious?
That would mean that you have more care than the government has care.
Yeah,
and so the government will use the racism, and that's what I mean when I say America is racist and America hates even.
This is a white girl still, but just the fact that $50.
No. What I'm saying,
food, that just made me.
No, I'm not talking about you racist.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about you racist. I'm talking about
I'm
America,
racist, but not that racist.
But America, no, I know that part. But what I'm saying, America used
I'm a little racist.
our racism to make you think that SNAP was going to hurt only black people. And SNAP hurt more white people than it did black people. You're seeing the lines. You're seeing all of this. And that's how nasty America can be. And without...
people just don't care. To me, hearing like, oh, you can't afford food, of course I'm going to cut the rent. Like that made me like, oh, maybe I should cut your rent a little more overall. I'm doing good right now. It's like, fuck. People get too greedy. It's like, how much fucking money do you need?
And that's surprising because in a capitalist society, you wouldn't cut that. Like America is a capitalist place. Like, why am I going to cut that? Pay my rent.
A Jew wouldn't do that.
Yeah, hell no.
I'm just like, let's don't have a fucking Christmas. Let like kids have kids. I've been around growing up around so many poor kids that didn't get presents. I'm sure you have too. A lot of people don't understand that.
We don't celebrate Christmas.
And I'm not. Okay, then that's a different thing. But black people in general, though,
yeah, they do.
And it's not
like this is a rough time because most black people are.
By the way, maybe I'm being like too. I'm not trying to be my eyes and get pissed. Maybe I'm being a little too. But I've seen the other side of these communities of how they grow up. It's not fucking easy.
No, it's not. And I think that this is a rough time because Christmas is very oppressive for poor people. So poor black people going through no SNAP or no food stamps. They want to get their kids gifts. Jobs, AI is taking a lot of jobs. The economy is not as good as it once was. The cost of, even when you got snaps, the cost of food is so high. All of that coming to play. Food is crazy.
Like, I remember when I go to the grocery store, I'm like, holy shit.
And I think I had bought some eggs, cheese, orange juice or something, and it came to like $30. And I'm looking at like 5 items, and I'm like, why is this costing?
Yeah, so if you have multiple kids and shit, brutal.
And then it's not even going to last long because you got to feed the kids. You got to do all those things. Like America is really messed up right now as a society. And I know people thought it was going to be better. It's not just
black people. It's all people. People are like suffering. And a lot of the old people are in denial of all the job outlook isn't good, the porn addictions, the drug addictions.
You said the porn addiction?
Porn addiction is a big problem.
Yeah, porn addiction is something else because you can get like social media plays a part in that porn because it's feeding it. It's feeding it in a sense when you go on Instagram and you got all these Insta thoughts on there, or you go on Facebook, you got OnlyFans, you got all this stuff. So the access to that stuff is insane.
I'm so glad I didn't have it growing up. I didn't have that access. I'm glad I didn't. I probably would have been. Yeah,
we were better. I think.
Yeah, we did. I didn't have access, so I just. I
think this society because, and the danger of it when we go back to kids, because you give these kids these smartphones. And it's so easy for them to access anything.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If they
hardcore pornography, death,
and then they can learn to hide it from you. They can learn all those different things. And now you got to wonder what's on their channel. You can childproof it, but then they can learn how to hack it and stuff like that. So the access that our kids, they're just growing up too fast. Like sex shouldn't be forced on kids. Lifestyle shouldn't be forced on kids. Drugs shouldn't be forced on kids. There's no, even when I was growing up, they used to be like cartoons and TV shows that was about educating kids on how to just be kids, how to grow up, how to adjust with peer pressure, how to deal with all these different things. And now all of that's gone. Now it's just watch cartoons till maybe 10 and then you're an adult.
Yeah.
And then now you
some of these cartoons might have two boys kissing.
Yep, that's the other crazy part. Two boys kissing, two girls kissing. It's
a deliberate tack. It seems like I don't think it's.
You know what's crazy? I watch old cartoons, and these are Jewish cartoons too. And I remember there was this one cartoon with Mickey Mouse making cheese, and as he's making cheese, and the cheese is rolling down the conveyor belt, and as it's rolling down the conveyor belt, he got to put the holes in the cheese. And he takes the cheese in his hand, and it's his penis making the holes in the cheese. Yep, I'm gonna send the video to you when this is over. There's other videos where the cartoon character is getting cut with a saw, but the way it's going in and out of them, it's very sexual.
Yeah.
And so I start looking at these cartoons, and you start realizing that they put a lot of sexual imagery in the cartoons.
Pedophilia signs and stuff on there too. That PTA stuff you looked into, like there's some like truth behind that.
All of that stuff, and so we got to
put some fake things they mix in to make it look crazy, but then parts of it are true.
And that's why, for us as Israelites, that's why we be talking about America burning or this kingdom being destroyed. Because look at this kingdom. Look at how disgusting it is. There's no morality in America. None. There's only the only morality is what you make it. Even Trump cusses. Like Trump is cussing. Vice President Vance is cussing. Like presidents didn't speak like that.
Yeah.
And before time, presidents didn't do that at all. Presidents were more so respectable. If they talk like that, they talk like that behind the scenes. They didn't talk like that in front of the nation. But he's like, you ever see the movie Idiocracy?
Yeah.
With the rock star president? That's what I call Donald Trump. No, Donald Trump is that rock star type of president.
He's funny, but he's
he does it, and he ain't gotta be. He can talk trash, he can talk slick. He's a child president. He just happens to be in charge, and I even think that's on purpose. That's on purpose. I'm interested to see, as we approach 2026 and 2027, I'm interested to see if he's really going to fight for a third term.
It'd be crazy if he does. I mean, it would be too difficult, but fucking who knows?
Yeah.
So let's switch up a little bit to black and white people.
Okay.
Do you think it's better off we live separately? Or you think we're too different to like?
I definitely think we should live separately. I think that
at least that's the option. Like there should be some maybe. I think the country's too mixed in, but there should be maybe counties or states.
Yeah, the way you fix it, I think that's the greatest reparation that I could think of that could take place. Like if they was to carve out a section, and it's not something that would happen right away.
Yeah, it'd be a slow,
it'd be a slow thing. But if they allowed us to have our own, it's either because the only other thing is to move out of our cities that were ours in the first place, but you might not do that. But I do think it's better because we're like oil and water. Every time they throw us together, we can't join, we can't separate, we can't join, we can't separate, we can't join. We just like this.
Fighting,
Yeah,
with a little unity, fighting, a little unity.
And they can't say crime because
the Jews keep helping you.
I think the Jews, the so-called Jew, just abuses us. It's like
they like putting us against each other. I think. So they come in and be like, "We're helping you." You know, these terrible white people. Look what they've done to you.
I think
we're gonna come help lift you up.
Yeah, I think both sides. I think in some cases, I think both sides use us, and that's why I think like when you say the separation, I think separation from the whites and the Jews and us, we should all be separated. Now, what y'all choose to do, that's up to y'all. But I think there's an abuse from both. I'll say this for you this time. The so-called Jew and y'all, we should be separated from both because we get used by both. And we don't know, like y'all have a table.
Yeah.
Like y'all have, like if this is a table, y'all are sitting at the table. We haven't developed at the table yet. And so that's why you can come and you might take advantage of us. The so-called Jew will come and they might take advantage of us. We don't see the play.
Always acting like they're helping.
Right. Both sides. And so we don't see the play because we're just trying to come up. Like black people are still in that come up phase. And as long as we're in that come up phase, we're going to look at it like, okay, I'm going to let them use me so I can get here. I'm going to let them use me so I can get here. But we never get where we want to be when we should just say, I'm not going to use either one of them until I get to the table. Because now once you get to the table on your own, now you can set your own standard. You can set your own rules.
You have a lot more pride,
right, and power.
And power. Yeah,
because
power.
You'll be respected.
Like it is now. It's the labels. They're signing. That ain't true power if you're a basketball team with the owners. Jewish or white. A record label, a movie star. You're not the one signing these deals.
Especially when we had the opportunities, when we had like the Negro leagues and we had a baseball team and stuff like that. And even when
your own doctors, teachers,
had own doctors, schools, hospitals, we had our own everything.
I didn't realize this. I was talking to a black guy and he was explaining how much thriving. That's the first time I heard the argument under segregation, how much he's like, well, we're not even saying it was a good thing. He's all, but we were thriving under that. And then look what happened. He's like,
and if we would have just stuck, like Jim Crow was a horrible time, I would never say
it was
that we had it. Yeah. So I think people, there's two sides of the argument. So we don't have it better now than we did then, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
From the segregation and the Jim Crow and how often we were lynched and how often we was persecuted, we have it better now.
Yeah.
From a family structure, we had it better then.
Yeah, by a lot, right?
Right.
Way better than.
Right. And what I would say is that if we had the family structure, we would fully be better now.
I think that is the biggest single issue. There's lots of issues. I think that is probably the biggest issue.
You fix that. If you fix the family structure in the Black community, you fix everything. And that's not a Black thing. That's any
white
nation.
Families that don't have fathers and stuff, the kids way more likely to go to jail, way more likely to
and that's why I try to have these conversations, because people look at it like when we're saying the Black family structure, it's like woe is me, but I don't know no race of people that could exist if their family structure is not together. The mother and father has to be together.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to generationally pass that down, because kids emulate what they see. So if all we've seen in the Black community is single parent homes, kids believe that that's the norm.
So they don't
and it's not supposed
kids,
And so it's not supposed to be the norm. And then this is when I say when we trying to come up. So as we trying to come up, if the so-called Jew is trying to take advantage of that, what does he do? He says, I'm gonna give y'all Real Housewives of Atlanta, but y'all gotta act like clowns.
Jesus.
You gotta argue. You gotta fight. I'm gonna give y'all The Wire, but you gotta be drug dealers, and the gangster gotta be a homosexual. I'm gonna give y'all this.
Right.
I'm gonna give y'all that. I'm gonna give y'all this. So without that, now if we have family structure,
but they're desperate to take something. So they're giving us something, but they're giving you something with poison in it.
Yeah, exactly. You're giving us something that you're gonna drink, but it got some poison in it, and you got to try to survive the poison, and then we never get anywhere.
Yeah, you never get any real power.
We've never had no power. The greatest power we had, I always say, was that boycott Martin Luther King did was power, but he was weak because when you affected the dollar, it affected change. And he was supposed to take that and keep us separate
against the money issue.
Yeah, and what he wasn't supposed to take that and say, okay, let's get into more white stores and white water fountains and white restaurants. He was supposed to say, let's keep it here. Let's keep it with us and just continue to build, because they weren't racist like us. They were still trying to be civilized with white people, but they should have kept building their own. But instead of wanting to build their own, they wanted to build mixed in, and the white man comes and said, okay, well, y'all want to mix in, I'm gonna do it my way.
They had more money to back
it. Y'all had at that time, y'all got like a 300 or 400 year head start. We're just building 50 years.
Then we're competing instantly.
Right. When we wasn't in a position,
wasn't ready,
we was just building. And if we were to just building without trying to compete and want and desire of all things from you guys, we would have just built ours and been content with that, and we'd be way better off.
But they came in, they wiped out the Black businesses, the doctors.
And we're supposed to build that back up.
I think it needs to be built back up. Like guys like you actually are having these conversations.
Yes, we are. And we are, and we are building. So we have some farms and stuff like that.
Obviously we're not going to agree on some things, like the whole racist part, but hey, but no, you're doing shit though. Like I can respect that. It's like you're actually trying to have accountability and make change.
Yeah, and I think that's the point. And I think that's what Black people have to see the most. And sometimes you have to separate before you could ever have any type of conversation. And the separation allows us to come together. We can't love everything.
Yeah.
You gotta be single. You gotta be able to love at least one thing first before you can love two things. And so for us, we got to love each other first.
Together, Well, say the thing is, I try to tell people, like, okay, let's say every Black guy or every white guy is extremely racist. It's a big problem. But if we all stop being racist tomorrow, would Black people be much better off? Probably not.
No, I think it would.
They'd be a little better off, but I think a lot of it has to be.
I think because if y'all stop, like y'all racism is like the drugs, the police brutality and stuff like that. And I think if we can,
drugs are being flooded in the community.
In the communities, like we're wrong for selling it.
I know.
But the way it gets in the community is what I'm talking about.
Crack and stuff. Right?
Yeah, if y'all cut that element off and no longer allow the drug cartels to bring the drugs into America to get to us. Yeah, if they no longer allow that, then we can't